Yo, I am in the Hong Kong airport, and I decided after staying here 1 week that I wanted to be a little spontaneous and just go to the airport and try to book a flight. I've never tried that before, and I thought it would be, kind of a spontaneous adventure. And someone told me that I might get a cheaper flight because if they have seats available, that they would mark them down to try and fill the plane. So I walked through both terminals of Hong Kong Airport and talked to anyone that was going to the destinations that I wanted to go to. I was very flexible. I said I wanted to go anywhere in Malaysia or in Singapore or in Thailand. And just a few places had flights, and the price was maybe 4 or 5 times more than what I saw online the day before, or even before I left the house today. So that was a little disappointing. I asked them if they had standby option that I could maybe get something cheaper if I waited to the last minute, and they kind of smirked and laughed like I was really getting my hopes up too much that would happen, because it doesn't seem like that does happen. So that was pretty disappointing, and spent a long time walking around, and a lot of places don't even allow you to book a ticket at the desk, which I think is really bizarre. That's a way of the past, I suppose. So most airlines that I went to, I asked if I could even purchase a ticket, and they would make a call, or they would say, yeah, we don't sell tickets here, you have to buy it online. That was the response from several airlines, and that's really surprising because older people aren't that good with computers, and it seems like they would want to book a ticket at the airport sometimes, or I guess over the phone they'd have to do, but it's kind of unfortunate that it's that way. And this is just for Hong Kong airport. I'm not sure how it is in other airports, if maybe you can get a cheaper flight if you go standby and get something last minute, possibly. But from my experience today, I would say do not get your hopes up. Don't expect to get a better price purchasing last minute. And half of me thought, yeah, it should be cheap. And then half of me thought it's going to be a lot more expensive because it's last minute. So you could really think of it both ways depending on your perception of the way that companies work. In the past for me with buses or with taking different boats, they try to fill them up before they leave. If they're going to take a boat trip somewhere, they will give you a discount on a seat on the boat, or sometimes on a bus even, if they're trying to fill up the bus and they don't have a lot of passengers. But it seems that the airlines don't do that. I don't know why. Maybe they did it in the past and they just don't do it anymore because it's a different generation or whatever. But yeah, this is my experience in Hong Kong, and I would say it's very stressful to try to do this, and I would not recommend it to anyone. So just buy your ticket online ahead of time, get a good price, and don't try to buy it at the airport. And it could be better in other countries or something, but here in Hong Kong, definitely not. So I wasted a lot of time doing this, and now I'm going to be sleeping in the airport till tomorrow because the flight for today was way too expensive, and luckily enough I found a flight for tomorrow that was within my overpriced budget. I was trying to get something cheaper, but what are you going to do? I waited till last minute, and that's what happens when you wait last minute. So sometimes flights are cheaper last minute. I've seen it happen, and a lot of times they are not. So just be prepared, and planning ahead is sometimes better than being spontaneous, regardless of the type of traveler that you are. I'm a backpacker, and it's fun to try new things, and I've always been curious about showing up at the airport and just asking, what's the cheapest flight that you have leaving today, and just booking the flight. And now I think that fantasy is not so realistic because you're going to be paying a ridiculous amount, so wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, that's my information on booking at the airport in Hong Kong, and now I'm going to be sleeping here. I don't know where I'll be sleeping exactly. I got some of my stuff here. I found a private charging area that's supposed to be like a desk, and They only have charging points where there's just like a couple plugs and a few USB options, and pretty much everyone's using those, and they're all full. So I just walked around and I found this area on the other side of Terminal 1 where it's like desk, and I'm probably not supposed to be behind here, but nobody's working right now. I don't know when they're planning to work, but as you can see, it's just empty. And here's the rest of the terminal down here. And yeah, so there you go, guys. Plan a little bit. Spontaneity is fun, but not for booking flights. Keep traveling.